In general, we went with CGI dinosaurs, primarily because of look and for action of what they have to do. We did use one animatronic on the film, and it was the Apatosaurus, the dead Apatosaurus that Owen actually holds in his hands. And we did that because of the sort of interaction that he had to have with the dinosaur and the emotion between them. But on top of that, we actually built maquettes, which are reference for pretty much all of the dinosaurs that we had out there. So we had a live action, or we had a full-scale raptor head. We had a fifth-scale Indominus head, because if it was full scale, we wouldn't be able to actually be able to carry it out there. We actually had physical versions of each of the dinosaurs out there with us, but those were really used just for lighting reference. So we would bring it in so we could see how it kind of reacted to the light. And sometimes we used it for the actors to have something to act against. So the Indominus was a long process in terms of development. As with almost any main character in any film, like it takes actually, usually that main character is being designed and tweaked and changed almost all the way through production, and that was the same with the Indominus for us. It wasn't a bad process in any way. It was exactly how these main characters go, because there's a lot of people that really need to weigh in. Like in our case, Colin Trevorrow, our director, needed to be happy, but Spielberg also was looking at the designs and also needed to be happy with them. And then also maybe interesting with the Indominus is Colin wanted her to have different weapons to sort of attack with, and that's why she has that kind of strong tail, because she whips it and hits people. She also has longer arms than the T-Rex, partially because she's part raptor, but also because she actually needed to be able to grab and do things like that. So if you actually look at the design of the Indominus, it's kind of based on what type of actions she needs to do during the film. She needs to be able to run pretty fast. She needs to be able to grab things. She needs to be able to swing her tail. So that's actually how the design sort of formed, was by us reading the script and seeing what she needed to do during the film, and then we kind of encompass those things into the design.
The initial tests were just studying, what would it look like based on an ostrich, because an ostrich is the fastest living biped that can run on 2 legs. It can run around 45 miles an hour. On top of that, we had really dynamic camera moves that we incorporated into these animation tests, and sort of see what it would look like if the raptors raced up to camera and were framed for a little bit and then raced past, or if the camera was still and the raptors raced past camera, or if the camera was running along right alongside one of the raptors, or even if one of the cameras was mounted on one of the raptors, what would that look like? And so we used all of those camera moves together to sort of create a little mini sequence. And then based on that, we developed the animation studio in Vancouver, Image Engine, did all of the beautiful animation of the raptors running through the jungle, and I would go up to Vancouver and work with them, and it was a really fun opportunity to create something really dynamic that was kind of promised upon in the first Jurassic film, when Muldoon says they'd be super fast if they ever got out in the open, so we wanted to deliver on that.